Japanese brands, you probably think of Honda or Toyota, very famous and very successful brands. But there's also smaller manufacturers like Mitsubishi. And you know how Honda and Toyota reacted during the economic crash. They cut some models, they had to cut back a little bit, and they had a few dances with death in that time period. Let's see how that big economic effect affected the smaller car companies. So we're going to start off in 2008, and I'm judging this purely on their lineup. As a consumer, you're not going to know about profits, sales, stuff like that. All you're going to know is the cars that they're selling. And we're going to see the close brush with death that Mitsubishi had. So, 2008, oh, I forgot to mention, there's another small Japanese car maker in here as well that was very similar in size to Mitsubishi. 2008 Mitsubishi lineup. We have the Eclipse, a sporty car. The Endeavor, which was the main car, right? The third-row SUV. The Gallant, which was the sedan. The Lancer, which was the smaller Gallant, again another sporty car. The Outlander, which was a mid-sized SUV, and a Raider, which was the truck. Pretty good sized lineup. Let's look at Suzuki in 2008. They had the Forenza, which was essentially a Subaru Outback type vehicle. The Grand Vitara, which was their main SUV. The Renault, which was their smaller, more compact hatchback. The SX4, a more off-roady crossover. And the XL7, another SUV that was more aimed towards families, right? So this is their lineup in 2008 during the economic crisis. Now, a thing that you have to understand is car companies were not affected at the time period of the economic crisis. They were. They started to feel the effects about 2015, 2014. Why? Because think about it. Let's say the economic crash happens, people aren't buying cars anymore. You still have savings. You can cut down on models, you can cut down on car production. All you need to do is keep the lights on, right? But eventually, it's going to take the market maybe 1 to 2 years to build itself back up to where it was before. And during that time, if you've run out of savings, you're done. That's why you see a lot of car companies, smaller car companies, be picked off around 2015, 2014, when you would expect them to be picked off during 2008, because they spent all of their savings trying to just keep the lights on in the company during the time that by the time that the economy was still busy growing after that gigantic crash and people started buying cars again, they weren't there anymore because they'd blown all their savings, they had to fire people, close plants, and that's why you see them be affected in 2014, 2015, where the economy started to build itself back up again, unless, right, in 2008 and 2010, where it actually happened. So this is pre-crash, right? 2008, Suzuki has the Forenza and the Renault. These are two cars, and the XL7. Three different cars that will eventually be picked off for other models, right? We're moving into 2010, we're out of the economic crash, and the economy has started to build itself back up again. Neither companies have blown through their savings, although, since Suzuki was slightly smaller, they are doing much worse than Mitsubishi is. So, for 2010, of course, we still have the Eclipse, the Endeavor, right? We still have the Endeavor, right? We still have the Endeavor, slightly new facelift, right? The Gallant is still here, so is the Lancer, and the Outlander. We got rid of the, from 2008, we got rid of the, oh wait, never mind, this is Mitsubishi, never mind. So, essentially, we've kept all the cars except for one, and that's the Raider. We're not making the Raider anymore. That was a truck shared with another car company. I believe so. That might be Suzuki. Doesn't matter. Anyway, so that's been picked off. We still have 5 cars. We're still doing good. Suzuki, right? We can see the Equator, Grand Vitara, and Cashier are still there. But if we look at the 2008 lineup, we can see that the Forenza and the XL7 and the Renault are gone. They're wiped off the face, right? The Cashier is new. That's replaced one of them. And the Equator is new. So we have 2 new cars for 3 missing cars. The Grand Vitara and SX4 are still chugging along, right? 2010 is where the savings start to dwindle for Suzuki, but luckily for Mitsubishi, they have enough left over. By 2012, Mitsubishi is looking dire. They're only making the Lancer and the i-MiEV, a new small car. Now, the i-MiEV isn't really a car because it's produced like a golf cart. It's the smallest car, well, one of the smallest cars they've ever made. It's a tiny little EV. It was very expensive. Not a lot of people bought it. The Lancer Evolution was really the only thing that kept them alive during this time because Mitsubishi knew they needed to stop making cars right now so that they couldn't stop losing money, because the more you make cars, the more you lose money, right? Suzuki, that's right, they had finally run out of money. They were only making one model, the SX4, right? The SX4 was the only model they were still making, and it was losing money by the second. But towards the end of 2012, boom, it started to go back up. The economy started to heal itself. By 2014, Mitsubishi had the IME of the Lancer. The Lancer Evolution was an all-new sporty car aimed at young sporty people. The Lancer Sportback, again, new sporty car. The Mirage, which was their cheapest model, which was aimed at, people without a lot of money to spend on a car. The Outlander, which was completely redesigned, and the Outlander Sport. Now, you may have seen some of my videos talking about how the Outlander Sport was the only car that kept Mitsubishi alive during this time. The IMEV was an EV, and it started at $22,000. Pretty expensive. No one wanted it. The Lancer was a little bit too sporty for a lot of people, plus you had the Corolla, which was cheaper. Done. Lancer Evolution, some people bought it, although it was so expensive that only real enthusiasts could afford it. The Lancer Sportback, same story with the Lancer. The Mirage actually sold pretty well. The Outlander was just, big, and the Outlander Sport was the cheapest SUV around that time period. Very, very cheap, very, very good car. So 2014, Mitsubishi is making money with the Outlander Sport and some money with the Mirage. That's the only reason how they kept the lights on. You may think that Mitsubishi was in a way worse place earlier, but that was just them using some saving techniques, right, to save the company. 2014, they finally have enough money. They put all the lights back on. They turn all the production models, keep clamping. And so, we'll see exactly what that effect has on them. Now, 2013, Suzuki made some money with the SX4, the Kashi was there, the Grand Vitara was there. And unfortunately, Suzuki left. That's right. Because they had put the Grand Vitara and Kazashi back into production, that had almost bankrupted them. They had no money to make the cars weren't selling. Suzuki just pulled out of the US altogether and said, hey, it's better we pull out than if we go bankrupt. So they did. Suzuki was failed. Suzuki was done. 2013, from then on, gone. The Kashi was actually a pretty good sedan. Very independent. The Grand Vitara was an amazing SUV, very durable. And the SX4 was a great little thing. I love that little runt, right? Now, 2015 rolls around for Mitsubishi. Remember, we're only following Mitsubishi at this point. And, oh boy, the IMEV is gone. The IMEV, gone. And so is the Lancer Sportback. The Lancer Evolution and Lancer, Mirage, Outlander, and Outlander Sport are the only vehicles they have left. Remember, they started to build themselves back up, and then putting all these companies, right, going from only having 2 cars in production to adding the other 5 in, almost bankrupted them. They were so close. They closed their last American factory right around this time. Well, in 2017, again, everything is delayed. Them doing this and putting all these cars back into production that quickly ended up affecting them later down the line, right? So again, like we said, Suzuki fell. They couldn't keep up with it. They didn't have enough storage. The cars weren't selling as well as they needed to. They went under. Mitsubishi realized that they're going to have to make some cuts. The IMEV wasn't selling, neither was the Sportback. Both were killed off. 2016, Mitsubishi brought the IMEV back and killed the Mirage and killed the Lancer Evolution. The IMEV proved to be somewhat profitable, so they brought it back, killed off the other 2 cars. Now they're down to 3. 2016 is the year they really started to feel it. Mitsubishi to close U.S. auto plant after failing to find buyer. Yeah, unfortunately, this gigantic place was closed because Mitsubishi couldn't find someone to buy it off of them. Wonderful, amazing Reuters article. And they closed their last American factory and laid off 1,000 workers, which was a lot. Yeah, 1,000 people lost their jobs, and the plant was just closed because no one would buy it. This, in 2017, you can see January 7th, 2016, right, going into 2017, was the year that Mitsubishi started to feel it. They really, dug into them. They had just redesigned the Outlander and slightly redone the Outlander Sport, and the heels of bankruptcy started to dig into Mitsubishi. Not only from the economic crash, but because they rushed to make all the models immediately and keep all of their models instead of discontinuing some. That's exactly where they are. Now, luckily by 2017, they had dug themselves out of the hole. They redesigned the Mirage and the Mirage G4, 2 cars that Mitsubishi thought were profitable, and kept the IMEV since it was so cheap and such high profit margin. Mitsubishi rolled like this for a really long time. 2018 goes around, and the Eclipse Cross has now officially replaced the i-MiEV. And there's the new Outlander PHEV, and unfortunately, the Lancer and i-MiEV are gone for good, replaced by the Eclipse Cross and the Outlander PHEV, taking the i-MiEV spot. And the Eclipse Cross, Eclipse being, that roadster that they had back in 2008 and 2010, bringing that name back rather than the car. Because remember, this car didn't sell at all. No one wanted them making sports cars, which is, everyone says, I remember there was a Reddit post, Mitsubishi used to be so cool. And now they're just boring. They just make family cars now. Well, making those fun cars is largely what didn't help them, right? The Lancer being so sporty may have helped slightly, attracting young buyers, but other than that, didn't help at all. The Mirage G4 and Mirage would be the new budget sedan. They had a bigger Mirage G4 if you wanted a bigger car, and then a Mirage hatchback if you wanted something smaller. And Mitsubishi's decision, right, remember, that 2014 and 2013, years, Mitsubishi's decision to bring all these cars back at the exact same time nearly turned them into Suzuki and bankrupted them. Right? Which is why they had to cut down the next year, otherwise they would have gone bankrupt. So that's how Mitsubishi made it through the economic crash. And nowadays, if Mitsubishi wasn't trying to sell me cars, they have the Outlander PHEV completely redesigned. Most of these cars are redesigned. The 2024 Outlander, the 2024 Eclipse Cross, the Outlander Sport, the car that led them through bankruptcy. Looking at the sales numbers, that was really one of their only cars that actually got popular and sold really well. The Mirage G4 and the Mirage. Now, let's talk about Mitsubishi's reliability, because I can talk about their lineup all that, I don't like to support brands and feature them on this channel unless they're reliable or cool. Mitsubishi isn't cool, and for a large amount of time they were very unreliable. But now they're actually starting to get some reliability back. They've fixed out all the kinks with their CVT transmissions. Those seem to be pretty reliable, and they've made all these different cars for long enough now where the engines and transmissions have finally had all the kinks worked out. Buy a Mitsubishi. They're cheap, they're affordable, they're easy to maintain, and from what I can tell, they've been pretty reliable and pretty good to the buyers of them. Mitsubishi, congratulations. You have earned my stamp of approval. If you want a cheap crossover, get the Outlander Sport or the Eclipse Cross. That's it. My stamp is on the table. The same guy that supports Lexus, Toyota, Subaru, those are my three main brands, is putting Mitsubishi up with the rest of them as officially a good car company and a reliable car company at that. Because reliability and practicality are the only two things that I care about. And yes, sportiness, fun to drive, stuff like that is important, but I would argue these two factors are more important. So Mitsubishi, congratulations, you've earned my stamp of approval. Now, when any car brand earns my stamp of approval, I build whatever model I would want to own from them, right? So, what model do I want from Mitsubishi? I'm crossing out the Mirages because I don't like small cars. I want to be safe in an accident. I don't like the way the Outlander looks, so that's gone. Now it's between the Outlander Sport and the Eclipse Cross. I feel like the Outlander Sport is more sporty, and I think I'm going to go with the Outlander Sport just because A, it saved them from bankruptcy, B, it's cheaper, and C, it's just more off-roady to me. It just looks more fun and functional, so that's build and price. Ready to dance? Okay, so trim levels, LE, the LE looks nice, the SE looks great. I think I'll get the SEL, for the all-wheel drive. Yeah, okay, so SEL, or the Trail Edition. I like the silver wheels of the SEL. I think, whenever they have, a sporty trim or, an off-road trim, I usually just get the color fancy one. So standard MSRP, $28,000 is amazing for a really nice one. Okay. So, I think Sunshine Orange is nice. Ooh, I really like Sunshine Orange. But do I want to have a Sunshine Orange car? Who's going to judge me? Fine, Sunshine Orange. Black leather interior. Ooh. Nice screen. That's kind of like a Subaru system. I like that steering wheel. Digital gauge cluster. This is really nice, actually. 3, just how God intended. 3 different knobs there to turn. High and low heated seats. I like to see that. 2 USB ports and a gear shifter. Wow, that's really nice. And I like the little silver there and the little cubby back there. I have to say, Mitsubishi, every single year you get more and more better. Now, watch my video on the partnership that they want to join. I really hope, because Mitsubishi, I'm going to tell you this. If you join that partnership And if you let Honda and Nissan blood into your cars, and you know what I mean, they're joining this partnership to make EVs. If they make one EV platform that they're happy with, discontinue the partnership, and then keep it on Mitsubishi's lineup, I will say just don't buy that car, buy the rest of the Mitsubishis. But if they start using Nissan CVTs, Honda's engines, and using Honda's sloppy work quality, that's it. Mitsubishi, I will revoke that stamp. I will grab my eraser. You know, I always use erasable pencil for the stamp, and I will erase you off my list. Stamps aren't forever, Mitsubishi, and, you know, yeah. So, let's do this. All-weather essentials. Ooh, I think that'd be pretty nice, yeah. Carbon grill. I don't need a carbon grill. Chrome value package. That sounds stupid. Crossbars I want. Yes, definitely. Chrome, exterior trim red. I don't want the red graphics package. LED illumination. I'll take that. That's nice. Mudguards, yes. Mitsubishi Motors Confidence, $0. Yeah, I'll take that. Protection value package. Yeah, I want some protection. Popular value package. Yeah, I'm good. Roadside assistance. Cargo mat reversible. SEL Plus package. Definitely want that. Mudguards front. Crossbars with roof. Mudguards, protection. Oh, yeah, right, because I've already... Rear parking assist, definitely. Spoiler, no, that's really stupid. Floor illumination, blue, that's fine. Tonneau cover, yeah, rigid tonneau cover. Tailgate package, tailgate garnish, spoiler black, no thanks. Welcome package. Vehicle manuals, binder, touch-up, pen, body color. Floor mats, carpet. Not bad. Wheel lock set, chrome, sure. So, alloy fuel door or remote engine start. I'll have both those. Yeah. Oh, God, no. Ugly. Ugh. Why would anyone want that? Okay. $28,000. That is amazing. Wait, no, 32. There we go. 32 is better. Wow, that's great. I actually like Mitsubishi. I'm growing more impressed day by day, and I'm going to stand by them. So with that, thank you for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And I think I might legit, really like Mitsubishi.